Hey, I have a second channel. Cube Comp MTDX.
Hey everybody. In this one we'll be talking about Ceton Corporation. So for those who have been into home theater PCs, particularly around 2010 to 2014, that time period, may remember Ceton Corporation. The thing about Ceton Corporation was they were a company that created several products that really brought Windows Media Center up to, I'd say, more modern standards. One of the big issues I had with Windows Media Center, particularly like Windows 7 Media Center, was the fact that there was not many products out there that would allow you to use digital, for example, scrambled digital cable TV on Windows Media Center. For the most part, you are stuck with analog. And that's because digital cable providers typically provided for their service either a set-top box or a cable card, which was a small device that would slide in to, let's say, a TiVo or some television sets to provide you the encrypted TV service to your personal device. Therefore, you didn't have to pay for the set-top box fees, and depending on what kind of device you had, you could record sometimes multiple streams at the same time. Now, of course, there were other products out there, such as the HD Home Run Prime, I think is what it was called, which allowed you to do a similar thing. It allowed you to subscribe to a digital cable, HD digital cable service, and be able to watch and record television on Windows Media Center. So Ceton came out with a product called the Infinity TV 4, which was a PCI Express TV tuner device that would get installed inside your computer, your HTPC, and it would allow you to record up to 4 channels at the same time, or watch one and record 3, or you could use the Ceton networking functionality to cast tuners to other computers in your home. The interesting thing about the Ceton Infinity TV 4 was it operated more like a network adapter. When you installed it into your PC, it did not install like a typical TV tuner device. It actually installed as a network adapter. And what would happen is when it installs, it would create a network bridge between itself and your computer's network adapter. So your computer, even though it had this device installed inside of it, it would actually communicate with the device via network. So that was also how the network tunings or network tuners actually worked. So the Infinity TV 4 was the first product I had from this company. We purchased it back in, I want to say 2013 or 2014, and I must say it really brought a lot of new functionality to Windows Media Center. It was like the final puzzle piece to make Windows Media Center work. While this product was great on paper, it did have a few issues with it. First of all was the price of the product. The MSRP of the Infinity TV 4 was that's discontinued here, but I believe it was about $199 at one point. And I think actually when it was released, it was about $400. So it was very expensive to purchase. And when you purchase a product with that costing that amount of money, you would expect it to be rock solid. Well, it was kind of far from that. The Infinity 4 in particular was very, it did have some bugs. So there was actually issues with the hardware itself. I had to send in multiple tickets with Ceton because of issues with the product. As a matter of fact, I had to do not one, but 2 RMAs with this product. So when it was working, so when the actual physical hardware was not having any issues, there were some software-related bugs with the product, drivers and things like that. Sometimes getting the network tuners to work was a bit of a pain, and at other times you would have issues where channels would drop out. A lot of times you would go to try to view a channel that you had a subscription to view, but it would say subscription required. There were issues with HTTP, among other things, and that's because many digital cable providers would encrypt many channels to what's called one copy, or copy once. And Time Warner Cable back in the day was one of the cable companies that I was very critical of. I mean, that's the cable provider that was here, which is now Spectrum. Time Warner Cable was very overzealous with its copy protections, and because of this, I would sometimes run into issues. I mean, countless times my parents would wake me up in the morning to tell me, hey, the TV's not working, I'd have to wake up and reset the computer or restart my computer, which housed the tuner card. Now, like I say, it was far from perfect. I would just say that. So, the second time I had to RMA the product, Ceton actually sent me the Infinity TV 6. So, I ended up getting to sort of get a hands-on experience with both the Infinity TV 4 and the Infinity TV 6. So I ended up with the Infinity TV 6 PCIe product, which is like the Infinity TV 4. It gets installed into your computer's PCIe slot, and the cable card plugs right into the back of it. And like the Infinity TV 4, this product communicates with your computer and other computers on your network via network. So even the local host computer communicates with the Infinity TV 6 as a network device and not a sound or video device, unlike other tuners. So you can see here, even up until the last days of Ceton selling their product, they had an MSRP of $299 on this tuner, which is still quite expensive. So the thing is, the Infinity TV 6, it was more solid than the Infinity TV 4, and ultimately Ceton discontinued the Infinity TV 4 and only sold the Infinity TV 6 in either the PCIe version or the standalone Ethernet version, which I think was pretty cool, because with this product you did not have to have your computer on all the time to be able to host your Infinity TV product. You would have this as a standalone device that would get plugged into your home network via Ethernet, and of course your car's cable would be plugged in there and your power would be plugged in there, and if you needed what's called a tuning adapter, would be plugged in via USB right there. So yeah, so with Time Warner Cable, for example, I had to have the tuning adapter, and that in itself, I would say, caused some issues here and there. So the thing about Ceton is, I mean, although they was really buggy at first, things did get better overall. The product was a lot more reliable. It never was to the point where there were no issues with the product. I mean, and time again, I'd have to do troubleshooting with the thing, either with Ceton or with Time Warner Cable, depending on what the issue was. And the thing is, there were not a whole lot of people, or at least when you go to call into Time Warner Cable's cable card support, it seemed like there were not, some of their techs were not very knowledgeable about this Infinity TV product, but others actually were. It just depends. So Ceton, they provided this product, the Infinity TV 4 and the Infinity TV 6. They also provided, if we go back, a media center extender called the Ceton Echo. And the Ceton Echo would work with any tuner setup or Windows Media Center setup. You didn't have to actually have their own tuner to use this. This was just a Windows Media Center extender. So a Windows Media Center extender, you could use that to have multiple Windows Media Center TVs in your home without having to have multiple Windows Media Center computers. And to be honest, the Echo or any kind of extender was really the way to go if you wanted to record TV and play it back in a different room, especially when you were on a cable network like Time Warner Cable, which encrypted every channel they had and locked down the copy permissions. That was one big issue I had with Time Warner Cable back in the day, was I could not, for example, record TV on the Mid-Tower Deluxe, my system, and play it back on the TV box in the living room. That was a big issue. I mean, it was very unfortunate. But I mean, it is what it was. But I can say that, the Ceton Echo, it was a Media Center extender that you could purchase, and I believe it was either $99 or $199. I think it was about $100 or something like that, because I actually have one. But the big issue nowadays is these products, well, they're in storage because they're pretty much paperweights. And that's because by the time Ceton really got their products, I guess I can say, straightened out, Microsoft pulled the plug on Windows Media Center with Windows 8. So with Windows 8, they gutted a lot of the Windows 7 Media Center functionality, and to put icing on the cake, not only did they not include it in Windows 8 Core or Home, if you want to call it that, they only included it in Pro. They also charged you for it. You had to purchase an additional product on top of Windows 8 Pro to get Media Center back. So it was like you may as well just stay with Windows 7. And many people in the HTPC community stuck with Windows 7 up until 2020, if not beyond 2020. So the thing is, Ceton went out to create a revolutionary product. However, they did it too late, because by the time they got everything situated, Microsoft pulled the plug on Windows Media Center. Of course, in Windows 10, Windows Media Center is completely gone. So, I mean, Windows 10, no Windows Media Center at all. And that was one thing that I was very critical of, and many out there were very critical of. And although, of course, we now live in a world of streaming these days, I still think Windows Media Center could have some uses, particularly with playing back photos, videos, and music that you may have. And also integrate with modern services like YouTube TV, Sling, and other TV providers. So one thing that's crazy is the fact that despite the fact you cannot purchase these products anymore, the Ceton website is still up. I mean, you can still browse it and look at stuff. It kind of reminds me of Zoxide.com. I mean, for example, go to Zoxide.com real quick. It's crazy. This company, for example, has been down for quite some time. Zoxide, I used to purchase cases and stuff from them back in the day, but yet Zoxide, I mean, their store, although the website is still there, the store's basically shut down. I don't know who's paying the internet bill for this company, but it's kind of like Ceton. I mean, it's kind of amazing. Here it is in late 2022. I can still browse this website like I can Zoxide.com. So anyways, to wrap up, Ceton Corporation. They were a company that set out to bring revolutionary products to Windows Media Center, particularly Windows 7, to allow you to subscribe to a digital cable TV service without having to pay box or DVR fees. But unfortunately, Microsoft got rid of Windows Media Center, and also technology these days has left this company in the dust. Because TV service providers like Spectrum and others, they are looking at abolishing cable card support, ending it, if not already. So these companies are moving toward IPTV. So anyways, that's the video about Ceton Corporation. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Well, everybody, that wraps it up for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to Ceton Corp channel, and be sure to tick the bell. That way you get notified of new video posts. Also, I recommend following Ceton Corp Company on Facebook. A link is in the video description. In addition to computer tech videos, I have a second channel, Ceton Corp MTDX. Links are available at the end of this video. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching and your support.